Yeah.
Jasmine, are you okay with me being on this week?
Oh, well, you're here, so I guess it's fine.
No, it's fine.
What do you mean?
I didn't. I feel like I didn't really get involved in the group text enough this week, and I feel like
shut up.
I've been kind of slacking, and so I just
I haven't been happy with your performance this week, but it's okay.
I did get it. And that's what Greg texted me, my performance review, and
right.
So
Greg does the dirty work. I'm the fun boss, and Greg's the bad one. But this is actually we wanted to talk to you together, face to face, so to speak.
Well, here it is.
Yeah, we're ending it all.
Hey now, welcome to GenLab. On GenLab, we intend to talk about generational topics, but sometimes we go down rabbit holes. We like the rabbit holes.
Yes,
hope you like them too.
Hope you do, and if not,
today I'm Royster.
This is G-Force,
and I'm Jazzy. And Darren is sick. He's got the flu.
Darren's got the flu. And
wash your hands, people.
And this is his call-in message.
Breakfast, climb up before further and further.
He sounds like Charlie Brown's
those words?
Teacher. Yeah. No, that was Charlie Brown's teacher.
Those aren't real. That's not real words. Is he supposed to be like so incoherent from his fever?
No, he got Indian COVID. Could you not hear it?
No, I just yelled at his dogs. I can tell because he muted it.
Muted.
And then you quickly, I mean, 0 to 60 on that one. That's how I talk to my kids. You're like you went from like fun Roy to stern Roy really fast, and I don't think I wanted to see that. I think
that'll be in my performance review.
There you go. Yeah, that'll be in your review. Your 90-day.
I forgot to close the
go close.
The blinds.
Oh, so they're going to be barking at.
So they get to watch all the action going by and bark at stuff. So.
Do you live on a busy street?
Not really, but it's a small lot, so they can see like if someone drives by, and their friends get walked by and they need to see.
Yeah. Are you in so my neighborhood's a big walking neighborhood. Like everyone's walking all the time. I feel like if we go on a walk, we see like 30 people.
So there's not a lot of neighbors that walk, but the ones that do are the
avid walkers. Yeah.
So we live it's kind of like right next to the square. And so a typical dog walking for me, I'll pass several restaurants that go down the main street.
Oh, that's cool.
There's boutiques and a coffee shop and Hot Works and
so you you get to kind of just look in the window and get a show or whatever. Yeah, just the typical. But that's cool. You get to walk right out your house and there's just like restaurants and things like that.
So like probably a tenth of a mile is a bar, a music bar called Lucky Dog.
We know about music bars. We know about piano bars, right, Greg?
Yes, we do. We like them.
And honky tonks. Anyways, to donk. Well, I'll say that I would like to live in a downtown setting eventually, but when the kids are young, it's kind of hard to have fun like that. I don't think Greg actually sees people go by most days, right? You live out like you're on one of those encampments that has like its own well and its own like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we live a quarter mile. Our driveway is.
He's actually a cult leader.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Just if you go there, you do not want to drink the Kool-Aid. So
don't.
That's right.
So is that where that saying comes from? Is Jonestown, or is it there was some other thing where they would put like LSD in the Kool-Aid or something like that?
I think that
because that sounds like then do drink the Kool-Aid. I think
save that for the conspiracy show because I'm not
Oh,
sure where
shoot.
that came
Okay.
from, but
Okay.
Well, I'm looking forward to the conspiracy show. So
Oh, me
first,
too.
yeah. So like and subscribe. We have an alien show that will be airing soon. That's been completed. We had guests from Alien Theorists theorizing, and we have a conspiracy show coming up where we're going to talk about
And it's
various.
just going to be us talking about our own conspiracy
It'll be
theories,
some of
right?
our own conspiracy theories, but we'll also talk about common conspiracy theories
Well, yeah.
by
I mean,
generation.
we
Yeah,
just aren't experts like we had on the alien show.
that's right.
yeah,
Well,
definitely.
That you
I
just
do
listened
have-
to, and then you immediately came over to this episode and started listening. So,
I
welcome.
do have
Yes.
a theory I'm excited to talk about though. So yeah.
Okay, well, let's save
Me
that because
too.
Darren will
Me
be
too.
very sad if we start getting
Yeah.
into it. But
I
okay,
feel like
so
he's gonna
this,
call in.
no, why would he just not get on?
Maybe he should come on without his video if he
He-
feels bad about how he looks. Well, he's got the flu.
Man, the flu is, I don't even want to see that. I don't want to hear it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no. Because I think I could catch the flu over the internet. That's me.
That's how
I catch
sensitive
it.
you are.
I'm so sensitive. It's like someone within a 10-mile, and that seems like my immune system's bad, and it might be, and it's probably all the alcohol. So intervention
but
time. That's
It's
what
thought
this
the
is.
alcohol would be offset by the good
I
eating.
think alcohol kills the germs. I feel like that's
Yeah.
my experience.
Where are you going, Greg?
Hmm.
Oh,
turning
he's got
on
a
a
little
heater.
heater.
A little
I have a
heater.
heater on because
I like how you keep it like exactly as far away as you're supposed to, you know, because people get those weird fucked up legs from it. You know what I'm talking about? The modeling.
Yeah. I feel like, Greg, would you consider yourself to be a rule follower?
Oh, yes. And I read the instructions. Like if you get
Yeah.
something and before you have to put it together, I read all the instructions.
So you do
I,
read it.
yeah,
so,
not me.
So you don't, when you put something together, you probably don't have extra pieces.
You know, there's extra pieces, but sometimes it'll say in there there's extra pieces.
Yeah.
If you read the instructions, you would know that it's supposed to come.
Yeah.
With at
Sometimes
least
it doesn't. I've
two
gotten
extra
used to it.
pieces. Oh
Yeah.
no. What
I
was
have a
that?
theory on that too.
Okay, so I'm the kind of person that follows rules, but that doesn't read the directions. So I have to make a lot of mistakes, but I've gotten really good at fixing mistakes. But I still make a lot of mistakes. It's troublesome. It takes me a long time to do most things. But if I have enough substance influence, I will not follow the rules at all. Actually, I become very unrule following. I think that's common, but
yeah,
that's pretty common.
But then I start reading the directions. I'm kidding. I don't do that still.
So do you read the directions on the substance?
Yes.
Bottle?
Yeah, like warning, the consumption of alcohol.
What if I could recite that like in California, Prop 65 or whatever? Yeah. Something like that.
I'm not in California. I'm good.
It always says
That's
it on the
right.
bottle, but as long as you're not in California, it doesn't apply. So
That's exactly right, because Proposition 65 covers every product known to man.
Well, actually, I kind of like that it tells you that though, because I know there's a lot of shit and I feel like everything is trying to kill us. So
yeah, everything's
I
trying
like
to kill
know
us.
that 4 out of 5 dentists prefer Trident for their patients who chew gum.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I like that Oral-B or Crest or whatever, they have a commercial now. It's like their new toothbrush is 100% better than the.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen
How
that?
is that even like?
Yeah, 100%. Like, oh, that's a claim right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and now we're sponsored by.
And so do they have a statistician on staff that verified?
I would like for somebody to verify that, because 100% better, that's a bold claim. Like 100%.
That's like saying if we advertise your book, you'll sell
get 110%.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
850 copies.
How are your brother's sales doing after our show?
You know, I'm not sure. I did get my copy and I started, like 1 chapter deep. I've been pretty busy.
He's actually a New York Times bestseller now.
Is it?
So,
yeah.
But they did get 1 sale from the show then, because your sale.
Yes.
So
yes.
So that's good.
Actually, and
I'm waiting for Audible. So
another shameless Dave Crossman, the author plug. He actually released the second 2 books of the series since we've
Already?
Oh, wow.
appeared. So
Wow, he's busy.
Yeah, I thought he would wait until like
Yeah.
his readers were really just busting down the doors and then like
Yeah.
make them wait for it, kind of like
Kind
Hunger
of like
Games
every
did.
other author does, yeah.
Yeah, but
He's gonna go the opposite. I like that. He's gonna give the people what they
because
want.
I'm waiting on Taylor Sheridan to release another season of Landman. So
Okay.
I don't know this.
oh, are you kidding?
I've never watched it,
That's
but I know
good
what it
stuff.
is.
I've been watching a lot of Quantum Leap this week.
Quantum Leap. After
That's
that.
ridiculous.
That
is ridiculous.
I really love it. I think it's just a wholesome, good TV show. He always saves the day.
Where do you find it?
Roku, which is how I found out that Oral-B toothbrushes give you 100% better clean because I'm
And there
not
you go.
paying for the ad-free
Yeah.
version.
So speaking of toothbrushes, who all uses an electric toothbrush?
My wife does.
I'm supposed to because I brush
Okay.
too aggressively, but
Yeah. So I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
my gums are
You
basically
use
gone.
electric. I'm an
supposed-
extremely aggressive brusher to where
Yeah.
I've worn grooves at my gum line and I get in trouble from
Yeah,
my
they always say like you can't grow those back. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
So,
Harder, better. Like that's what I thought. So
well,
Yeah.
and
Makes sense.
I feel
Makes
like
sense.
so I've seen people with an electric toothbrush, but they still do this. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I still do.
No,
why?
Greg, you're
Why
supposed
are
to
you
let it
moving
do the
your
work.
hand? If you're
Yeah.
gonna move
Yeah.
your hand, if you're gonna
was
move your
that?
hand, that's my phone ringing. My
That,
boss's phone.
what is that ringtone that you just had? Did it
I don't know.
announce?
Sound like his boss yelling at him.
Did it announce the name of the person?
Yeah,
I think
it
it
does
did.
that.
Oh, okay.
I
haven't
like
had
that feature
ringtone
because
in
sometimes
25 years.
if I'm not looking at it, then I know who it was.
That well.
Oh, that's how he ignores our text all day.
Mm-hmm.
Real
No,
GenLab
that's-
text. Real GenLab
that's
text. Real GenLab text.
Yeah,
But-
Jasmine says. And I want to know how it reads my text messages because I put a lot of emphasis on my words, a lot of
So
heart.
Emphasis.
I did say, I told y'all, I had like 90 text messages in the real GenLab text thread. And I got in my car to drive home last night from Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I said, I asked Siri, I don't want to say it because she'll start reading stuff. I got so Siri starts reading the text messages and it just strings them together. It's like, Jasmine said, Darren said, Greg emphasized. I mean, it just strings it all together.
Yeah.
So it's confusing.
So you're getting this like kind of synopsis, but you really have to pay attention. And I feel like that's harder to do.
Yeah.
I'll find that I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, I didn't see this whole segment of things. So I've definitely muted our conversation, but I check my phone enough to where I see a lot of it. But I think
I live for
text
those
the
times,
most.
so I don't want to miss any of it.
Yeah, well, Greg needs this.
I do.
Okay, so is the toothbrush? Is that where we start?
Yeah, so tech, that's exactly right. So tonight we're going to talk about tech, generational tech, and so forth. And we talked about the toothbrush. Who uses a
I know I
electric
should, and I've
toothbrush?
had it, but you know what happens? I forget to charge it, or I don't want to take the battery out, and so it's just a laziness thing, honestly.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, maybe. Well, you can just go with implants. I think they're only about $3,500 a tooth. So
it's not my teeth that are bad. My teeth are fine. It's the gums. I'm gonna have to like get some sort of gum. What is that? Like cadaver or something? Where they implant
gum cadaver.
Some sort of like like when you give blood and they give
sound
that to
right.
somebody, or like a transplant. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe someday, probably in about 30
Greg,
years.
do you also use the water pick?
I had a water pick. I gave that whole setup.
Ooh.
The water pick.
That's
Oh,
not
no.
something I want to.
No.
You should have said that. Cut that one.
No. It's so
You gave
they have there's I had 5 or 10 unused water pick pieces. Just gave the handle basically,
Okay.
and the brush with a new brush heads to my son who got braces.
Oh, okay. It's your
Okay.
son. I thought you were gonna be like, my friend was like, I want to try that, and you just handed it over.
No.
Yeah, too
So
much.
yeah, no, and he uses it. So, but yeah, I did try the water pick. I didn't really like it.
Braces. Now that's kind of generational tech. So we got our daughter an orthodontist appointment. They're like, no one gets braces anymore. It's all
They
about
don't?
Invisalign. No, it's Invisalign
Oh,
because they can take it out and it's like invisible. It doesn't look like braces and stuff.
So
So,
more like
Two of
hardcore
my 3 have
retainers.
braces.
huh?
2 of my 3 have braces.
Yeah, apparently it costs the same too. I don't know. They're just really trying to push the Invisalign. They said it does the same thing. So I thought that was really
Like
interesting.
removable.
Yeah. It's like they like
Right.
shape them to your teeth and they like do it. I don't know exactly how they make it work, but
How
you put
often
them
do you have
on.
to get a new one?
Oh, probably as often as you have to get your braces tightened.
So it's like hardcore retainers instead of
Yeah,
braces.
I think so. And it's convenient because you can take them out when you want to eat. You can, you know what I mean? Take a break if you absolutely need to. And then
So to this day, I still have scars on the back of my cheeks from the wires in my
all your
braces.
braces. Yeah. Yeah, my husband had braces
Oh.
twice. I never had them. So
Yeah, good for you. Well,
I know.
It comes with a bit of weight to it.
I didn't have wisdom teeth either. How weird is that? They're like, oh, you're like evolved more.
Like you never had.
I
Oh,
know.
you're evolved more. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm that. I know that.
Understandable.
But I'm just wondering, like, isn't that weird that I didn't have? I think I just had enough space in my mouth, you know?
That's what I was going to ask is did you not have them or you had room for them?
I guess I just never had to get them taken out.
Maybe they're still up in there.
They were like, you don't have any. No, they were like, you don't have any. Or I remember going to the dentist. They're like, you don't have wisdom teeth. Did you get them taken out? And I was like, no. They're like, oh,
crazy.
You're more evolved. That's where I got that from. So
Yeah,
You're more evolved. Wow. Okay.
yeah, yes. Just
Yeah. So
except for the gum thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the flu thing.
Right. The shitty immune system.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
Hey,
So,
it's give and take.
from a technology standpoint, what
Mhm.
was the first like gadget that you ever owned?
Okay, wait. I have a question for Roy and his braces. What color? Like you're going to go get your braces and you're getting a little on there. What color are you picking?
Today or back like in real life?
I want to hear both answers. I want to know then and now.
So when I had braces, colors weren't an option.
Yeah,
I don't recall ever being
Really?
No, it was plain.
color. Yeah, that was post me. That was
Yep.
Wait,
Same.
okay, so tell me, what are the rubber bands for? Where do they go? How do they rubber band it?
So this is my expertise. They glue a thing to your tooth. So
it's glued.
Every tooth has I don't know what you call it, like a thing. Well, mine were metal.
It looks metal, yeah.
So every tooth has a thing glued to it, and then the wire connects each tooth, and then like mine had something on the back where they would make the wire tighter.
Oh my god.
And then like my back teeth had like my very back tooth had a thing all the way around it.
Oh no.
Basically the wire pulls like this tooth out this way or pushes this one back. What it does, it aligns everything up. And it's miserable.
I guess I didn't really know. I don't think any of my sisters, I don't think anybody in my family ever had braces. So
because I can remember, and then the little rubber band, each tooth with the little thing mounted on it, you stick the wire in, and then they put this rubber band around it to hold the wire in.
I mean, it sounds like kind of archaic, you know, when you think about it.
But then some of them,
metal to your teeth.
Some of my teeth, I had to do the rubber bands that connected from the top to the bottom.
Okay,
and
so
this one connects back to this one to like pull this forward.
Yeah.
So kind of like how the ladies stretch their necks out in wherever they
Ear gauges. I don't know. It's just over
Yeah,
time
yeah.
it starts to. Yeah. Okay.
If we could get someone who really knows about it to comment in, we would
An
appreciate that.
orthodontist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyone who I don't think an orthodontist is listening to the show. I just don't think so.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, there's probably are.
Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to ask us. I'm sorry that I got sidetracked because there's so many things I like to learn about. It's part of.
And I'm
Oh,
an
that's
expert
fair.
at it because I had braces for 2 years. So, and it was only, I mean, it was very recent. It was only like 40 years ago.
It is weird when adults get braces though. Like I'm all for it. Like good for you, but isn't that weird when they get braces?
So do you still wear your retainer?
No, I didn't do, I wore my retainer.
No, his retainer's in a Taco Bell trash can like everybody else's.
I still wear mine.
No freaking way.
You
Yeah.
are a rule
That's
follower.
the most tunnel thing I've ever heard.
The actual original one from when you were 16 and got your braces off.
I was older, but yeah, 28.
Yeah, it has lead in it, so
It has lead in it.
something, some sort of chemical that's or metal that's been proven, asbestos, something like that. You should probably get a new one. Invisalign, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Well, I feel like you're really going to take that to heart. So I guess we can move on.
I don't know why you'd say that.
I feel like you're mad.
Who, Greg?
Am I? No.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
okay.
I never get
Okay.
mad.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Those are the serial killers of the world. They never get mad, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, and then they just,
Oh, is that the way it works?
I think so. Actually,
I didn't know that.
watch a lot of true crime. It's always the husband. It's always the wife. It's always the quiet ones. The rule followers. They go a little crazy.
Okay. I didn't know that, but that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good to
The
know.
more you know.
So, yes, what was your first?
oh, my
guess?
first,
Oh, right. The question.
I did, man.
I remember a razor. No, okay. In 8th grade, I got the end of 7th grade. My sister got a new phone, and I got her old Nokia brick phone that you had to do like when you were texting, you were doing like what is it called? You know what I'm talking about? Where you have to like press.
Yeah.
Three A's to get a C. And,
yeah, exactly. So back in my day, you had to text and honestly, I think I had like 100 text messages and then it would go over. So I had to be real careful. And then, you would accidentally, I don't even know if it was this phone that I could do it, but I would actually open the email. I think that was once I got my razor. I would open the email that you could like open the little web browser and I'd be like, oh shit. And I'd close it because I didn't have data. So it would like charge my parents extra. But I got one of those brick Nokia phones. I was texting my friends and I got myself in trouble immediately. Lost a bunch of friends immediately because of my big mouth, It also works
That's
with
because you had room for those teeth though. So the big mouth did pay off.
The big
Right.
mouth, good and bad.
Good
Yeah,
wit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't. Let's not talk anymore about that. Anyways, so I got myself in trouble immediately. And then I remember my next phone was a razor and it was a pink razor and it had little roses etched on it. And then I got a BlackBerry when I was like 18. And I don't even know when I got my iPhone. I have no idea.
The BlackBerry were like, I've got a lot of friends that worked hard to hang on to the BlackBerry.
They were like, oh, this iPhone thing is so fast.
The one with the roller ball in the middle of the
roller ball. It had every key on it. I mean, they were like, I don't even know how you would press them. They were this big, like they were little baby keys. And then my cousin had one of those phones where it was like the really mini. You know what I'm talking about? Like after they had the bigger ones and they kind of started to get bigger, she had this really teeny tiny little baby one. Yeah, it was so teeny. And I remember
like the Saturday Night Live skit with
I'm telling you, I don't know where she got it or why, but it was this tiny little silver phone. And it was a little flip phone. But that was how you knew you were cool when I was younger.
Phone. And now they're back. So it's like they start with a big bag phone. And the phone, like my first cell phone was a bag phone.
A bag phone?
It was literally, it was in a bag. I felt like I was a military, like I was on the front line in a war because it was a black
Like
bag.
a comms, like you're on the beach
Yeah, like
in
I was
Omaha
the
Beach, and you're
comms-
like,
I was
oh,
the comms
whatever.
guy.
they think.
So wait a second, Jasmine, you've never heard of a bag phone for real?
When he said big bag, I thought he said big back, which is like what people call fat
Oh,
now.
yeah.
They're like,
No,
oh,
not
big bag.
GAT.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
A
yeah.
bag phone. Yes, we had a bag phone too, Roy, but yeah.
Bag phone sounds
So that
kind
was
of
my
like I don't know. It sounds gross. It sounds like water bag. I don't know. I don't know what I'm
bag phone.
associating that with, but I don't like
It-
it.
Yeah, it was a phone in a bag.
Yeah. I could
Hmm.
remember
You
when
could
I
carry it
got
out of your car.
So it's like a
You
man
plug it-
bag.
No, it was like the comms guy in World War II. Like,
Yeah. Could
And-
you have gotten a backpack? Could have been a backpack phone.
you know,
Or like
backpacks
a
weren't really
briefcase.
cool back in the
What did Kramer call his man bag? Was it Kramer or
his man purse,
yeah? What did he call that?
I don't know.
not his
I like
man's
that-
ear.
I like that show though. No, that's funny. I like
Um,
that.
Anyways, I think you could have had maybe a cooler
Name.
vehicle in which to take your phone into the
A
world. But
backpack
okay.
phone.
And was it like that? Was the handle like a phone? It had like
Oh
a curly
no,
cord and like
it was like a canvas bag with a strap that you could put it over your
Mhm.
shoulder.
Mhm.
Or
I had a leather bag. I was much cooler than you.
maybe it was.
You
I
had
don't
the
really.
Richie leather bag,
And it plugged in the cigarette lighter to
Yep.
charge
which
it.
cars don't even have those anymore. Yeah.
Mine does. I think
Oh,
it
old
does.
cars do,
I'm not
but
sure.
like a newer car doesn't have that
No.
anymore. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think
our new car does, but I think it's just it's not for cigarette lighting because there's no
right.
lighter.
Right.
It just
Maybe
has the
that's
I
why.
hole.
think the Germans are still putting cigarette lighters in them.
When I had my first car was a BMW i25i. It looked like a hearse. It was a station wagon. It was so ridiculous, but I loved it so much. And it had a cigarette lighter, and it worked, and we would like press it, and it would like take it. I don't know, whatever.
Light
Be so good.
firecrackers with it.
Yeah,
Then you
just
can-
like burn each other.
I've done
you know,
that. And then
whatever.
chuck them out the window. Yep.
Me too.
Yep.
You know, we got bored doing that, so we actually would light them, open the lighter, put it open the cigarette dispenser, stick them back in there at the ashtray.
The cigarette
Stick 'em back in there
dispenser.
and yeah, cigarette.
You had a cigarette dispenser in your
My vending
in the
machine.
1980s.
Hey, when I lived in Germany,
Pinto.
they had cigarette vending machines. It was crazy. They
Yeah.
love smoking over there. They just do
Yeah,
it right. All the
We
kids,
used to have them here.
everyone's smoking.
So
We
I,
have
I
here.
think my first electronic device, after much thought, was the little handheld football game.
That's what
And I don't-
that's what mine.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Game
what
Boy.
I had it written down, Roy.
Well, and so
We don't need to see your journal, Greg. It's okay.
that's all he has written down.
That's all I had on that
A
page.
little. It was a whole journal page and just.
I know
handheld game
mine
boys.
has my research was counting on Darren to show up.
Yeah,
So it's,
conspiracy theories.
It's theories. But yeah, the little, and I can't remember who made it, or I just remember there were blips of a line and you had
Oh yeah,
up
I
arrow.
still have mine.
You had up arrow, down arrow, forward and back, and you just avoided the X's or the
Yes.
O's or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
okay.
aw- it
So
was
like
awesome.
it was like a pre Game Boy.
Oh yeah, it was definitely pre Game Boy or pre Intellivision or Atari or Nintendo or any.
So I did have one of those. Well, okay.
I think it was called head to head or something. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right. Head to head.
Yeah.
That
How dare you
seems right.
interrupt me? I barely ever talk. So like,
My-
let me.
Yeah, right.
I had one of those gray brick Game Boys that had the little like square thing you put in the back, the game cartridge or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? The handheld. We can't. No.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, no, see, that's the head to head. I had the single player.
No, I had the
game.
head to head. That was my.
Oh.
I
first
didn't
one.
have that one. I had the
You could play
the-
with somebody else.
yeah, I had the
Yeah.
one where you had to play the computer.
Yeah.
Oh no. I feel like we're seeing a disparity here. Yeah, so okay. A Game Boy. I wasn't thinking like that far back. I wasn't thinking like a really little kid. But did you guys have pagers before you had cell phones then?
Absolutely.
I never had a pager.
Did you
I
call it a
did.
pager or did you call it beeper?
Mm.
I called it. I don't remember. I want to say pager.
Because I've heard people say beeper a lot. You know, when they're
Yeah.
just remote, they're like, oh, my beeper.
Mm.
But I don't know. That was like before my time situation.
So we used to with the pagers, we used to put in like 43LL0, and if you turned it over upside down, it would say hello.
Say hello, yeah, the calculator too. I don't mean to be offensive, Roy,
cool.
but
yeah, well, it was cool in.
No, be offensive. I want to hear it. What?
No, it's just that in my memory, you were either a douche or a doctor if you had a pager.
So which were you? A hustler.
I had one. I mean, I had it for work because I was.
Okay, you were a doctor.
So I think the first pager I got was issued by the company, and at the time I was working for.
Man, they've always been trying to do that.
A
where
mechanical
they just have access to you at all times, huh?
Right. I was working for a mechanical contractor, and essentially I started as a truck driver making deliveries. So I had a pocket full of quarters and a pager, and so when I was 50 miles from the office, they would page me and say, go by this job or whatever. And
but you had to call in.
When you were doing your paging, you had how many characters, or like how many things could you send? How would you send a page to somebody?
Typically it would, so you would call the pager from your touch tone phone.
Okay.
And it would beep, and then you would just punch in your phone number. That's it.
Oh, I thought you said something about you could type in like hello. Oh, because you only
just the numbers.
Yeah. You could only
hello
use
was
numbers.
just the numbers. Yeah.
Upside down.
Sorry, I just had a millennial moment. I'm very sorry.
Then we made a huge we were all really excited about this. We got pagers that you could actually have a program on the computer and type in a message, and so you would get the mess, and it would say, pick us up lunch on the way back to the office or whatever, instead of having to stop and actually pull over,
see what they wanted. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Things were so different. I know. Well, we were just talking the other day about if we had to drive without, if we had to go do something without our phones for a whole day. I wouldn't even get anywhere because I don't even know where anything is.
It's actually fun to do, to just take a day, just go do something and don't take your phone.
Isn't it kind of sad how dependent we are though on
like on a cruise?
Oh, well, then you're kind of all self-contained though, But I kind of like the idea of not having someone be able to get a hold of you. I have people who've texted me and they're like, "Did you change your number?" Because I haven't texted them back in probably about a month now. I go through phases where I just don't want to talk to anyone,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
It's called depression, probably, but I just choose to think of it as taking time for me. Anyway,
time.
When you didn't answer my call the other day, that's what I felt like.
Yeah, I was like, well, I didn't see that you were calling me. I saw after, and then I heard the voicemail, and it's like, set an alarm. It was funny. I was like,
that's a whole topic, Greg. People get tripped out if you call them, and if they call you and don't answer, or you I know a big glass, right? A big
glass. Thank you. That's what I was saying. Big pour, big giant.
12 ounce. Whereas for me, I don't really get too worked up. If I call you and you don't answer the phone, I'm not personalizing it. I don't think you hate me. I think you're busy or you don't feel like talking or whatever. But man, there's people that will make it into something just because
those people are insecure and they need to go to hell.
Oh, and I know I feel like we've briefed on it, Jazz, but you get mad. You do not like the bitch button, right? Like if you call me and I hit the button that says on phone.
Wait, what?
Was that conversation? Was that not you?
Yeah, that's what she said. She said she doesn't like it when you had those. Oh, no, was it? I don't think that was Jasmine, was it?
Maybe it was Alana. I can't remember, but so how do you feel? All right. So you call me and I'm on the phone. Do you want me to hit the automated text button that says on phone? Sorry, I can't talk.
Yeah,
now.
I'll tell you this. So it doesn't apply because I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to call anyone. I don't call anybody.
It was
But
a hypothetical.
I get it. I'm trying to put myself in that situation. I guess it doesn't bother me because you know what? If Matt did it, I would be like, oh, okay. Like I wouldn't be like, that motherfucker didn't answer my fucking call. No, I like it if you tell me like, oh, I can't talk to you right now. I'm busy. Because it makes me think like, oh, okay, he'll answer later.
So
I feel like I remember who it was, Roy. It was California.
Okay.
She said she didn't like.
Oh, that girl. Yeah, right. Z. Zeke. I feel like it's a Z thing because any Z coworkers, it's offensive. They're like,
don't send me those canned messages. Yeah.
Like
they don't like it when you thumbs up anything because they're like, they think it's passive aggressive.
Like, I mean, to me, it's like, it's nice to know. I'm not avoiding you. I'm just busy.
Yeah,
right now. I'm on the phone.
Exactly. You're but they don't like it because you didn't like stop what you were doing, send a text message that says, hi, my favorite person of all time, or what? Like, what do they expect?
Yeah,
they just rather nothing. Are they calling you? Like, when does a Z call anyone? I don't think that happens. Right?
It happens a little bit.
That's true.
Weird.
True.
I had one Z coworker, not like we don't work for the same company. It's actually like a vendor kind of thing, but I kept calling him because I sometimes you just got to call. You need to get to the bottom of it. You need to.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Sometimes I will. It's just very rare.
Like I need this answer quicker than you can email me and ask another question and let's just get it done. Right. Yeah. And this kid says like something to the effect, I think it's so cool how you just call and ask questions.
Wow.
And I'm like,
wow.
I can see it because we don't do it anymore. Like I remember the other day my son had to call me. I don't remember why. He wasn't like feeling, he wanted to know if he was going to be carpooling or going on the bus because it was like confused. And he called me and he was like, hello, this is Tyler Britton, or hello, Jasmine. This is Tyler Britton, or so. Like he like didn't know how to have a conversation on the phone. I was like,
your own kid told you who it was?
Yeah, he's like, this is Tyler Britton. I was like, Tyler? Yeah, it's Mom. Like, what are you talking about? But they like don't know how to have a conversation on the phone.
Yeah, I called my daughter the other day. She has just the iWatch, and I called her and she didn't respond. She just sat there. I said, yeah, you have to say hi. You have to say something.
Oh, she just answered it and she was like,
no, hello, no.
She was waiting for me. I said, what are you doing? She said, waiting for you to say something. I'm like,
hello.
I didn't know you were there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
Another coworker who always answers his phone and tells me his name. And I'm like, bro, we've been working together long enough. I know I called you. I know who you are. I know.
Oh, when you call him, he says his name.
Yeah.
Well, because it used to be something where you would pick up and you'd be like, hey, it's Greg. Whatever, Greg, even though I see that your caller ID says, I know who you are. You know what I mean?
But there was no caller ID though.
Exactly. So, which I would like that actually on the show on record that I said the other day, the right thing. And then Roy was wrong. Could we talk about that?
What was it?
You did. R69.
Amy sent like a little Gen X quiz to like, I guess, see if I'm qualified to be Gen X, which I don't necessarily know that I am.
I missed half.
However, there was a question. It was like, what does star 69 do? And I remember,
you're right. I
remember star 69 very well because it got me in trouble. Got me in trouble prank calling one time. And I didn't even know you could block it with star 67.
Yeah, one was the automatic callback and the other was return the call to the last number. And I haven't used them in
years. Yeah. I mean, when was the last time you didn't know? Well, I guess now they do like blocked number, a private number, and it's always a scam. They're trying to get your like credit card information. But yeah, before you didn't know who was calling you. I do remember when my friends would have like caller ID or something. They'd be like, "Wow, you guys are really rich."
Yeah, because like my parents weren't paying for caller ID. We didn't.
No, mine either.
It's like another like $3 a month. They're like, "Fuck that."
Until it was free, we did not have caller ID.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
but we still had the road.
Oh, I do remember when we used to have like the telephone that you would have to stand there with the cable, and we'd always go outside because the phone was situated right next to the back door, which is like this really freaking heavy sliding glass door. You'd like open it up and go outside and like shut the cable in the door so you could have a private conversation. Because I had 4 siblings and we lived in like a 1,200 square foot house. Okay, I shared a room until I was 18. But then we got the ones that you could walk around with them, you know, like the cool ones that had the little things, the little station.
Cordless.
Yeah. Cordless. And you had the station.
Good
And
job,
then you'd have like 3 around the house. So it was like, oh, I'm in the living room. I guess I'll answer the living room one. But then they would always die because we would never put them back on the station because we were lazy as hell. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that just kind of jogged my memory of that.
As a kid, we still had the rotary phone in the kitchen, but it did have a long cord.
Oh yeah, that cable was like
you could go
and all the way.
And so we it was a small house, and I'm the youngest of 6, so I mean by the time I was on the phone, there was still probably 4 of us in the house, and like if you wanted to call a girl, you had to go in the kitchen on that long cord, which was an awkward thing because there was no texting, there was no whatever. So you
had to call and their mom would answer and you'd be like, "Hi, Mrs. Johnson, can I talk to Emily?"
And you had to like, "Hello, Mrs. Johnson, this is Roy. I would like to speak." Like, and if the dad answered, forget it. You talk about smart asses. It's like, "Can I talk to Jazz?" "I don't know. Can you?"
Yeah. All the dad jokes come out. It's like so awkward. The girl is like, "Dad." And I'll say this. It must have been way more fun being a dad back then. It probably was.
Yeah. I mean, I could see having fun with some of that.
I like now, like I hated it when my dad would do it or whatever, but now I wish I could do it.
Yeah, but now people call you out. You get posted online or whatever. You're somehow a racist
for being a Karen.
Karen.
Yeah, you have to be so cool all the time now.
One of my favorites is it's more and more difficult every day, but if I call somebody in their office and I say, "I'm trying to reach Greg. I'd like to speak to Greg." "Oh yeah. Can I tell him who's calling?" "Sure, go ahead."
I mean, it has caller ID now, though, right? So
but if it's office to office and they don't know, so they don't know who you are.
So what do they say?
Usually, it's like it's a long, uncomfortable, silent pause until I just laugh. At that point, I start laughing. I was like, "Yeah."
I will say this: it's a relief to me when I get somebody on the phone who is like has the ability to have a conversation and banter and like, or when we're checking out at a store or anything. I don't get a lot of social interaction except for with like my clients and then my husband, like, and then you guys, I just don't go out and like have a lot of friends out here right now. So it's fun when I go out and there's a person checking me out at the, whatever grocery store. And they're like, they want to have a conversation. You know what I mean? And they're cool and they can like handle it and not, I don't know. Gen Zs sometimes get a little, actually older women too tend to be a little bit.
I think it just depends on but so how would you rate your small talk, your elevator?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Good at it?
10 out of 10.
So
wow.
Good. Yeah, 10, 11.
Wow,
like I've never been more confident about anything in my life. Like I can have a conversation with anybody. A brick wall. Doesn't matter. I really have had conversations with myself. So I really do think I can do it. Anyone.
Yeah. What's your go-to elevator icebreaker?
It's so dependent on the situation. Like if they're wearing something really cool, I'll be like, "Those are awesome. Where did you get that?" Or you know what I mean? Like it's always genuine. I'm not like, I just want to have a conversation with this person. But usually, I don't know, if something awkward or something kind of funny happens, I'll kind of be like, like glad it's not me. Or I don't know. We'll start the conversation that way. But I'm always looking to kind of have like a little bit of a,
See, I'm with you on that. I can relate to that. And my family sometimes makes fun of me for it. But they're like, I'll disappear for a minute and I'm still back here talking to the guy I held the door open for.
Yeah, right. Well, and it can get awkward because if you're like in the elevator and like it's like, oh, this is actually a lot longer than I anticipated, or you know what I mean? Like, you
Okay,
you said all your stuff early, but
I know we have 4 floors left, but I'm done now. So have a nice day.
Well, that's like an airplane flight, right? So you start talking, and then 10 minutes into it, they've run out of things, or you're tired.
Well, and this is why I say I'm a 10 out of 10, because I don't just try to force my conversation on everybody. If I'm feeling like you don't want to talk, we're not going to talk. And I think that makes me a 10 out of 10.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Because
some people try to keep it going the whole time.
Yeah. And it's like, if you get on a flight, and like there was one time when I was flying first class, which I never do. I'm like not that person, but it was like cheap. And I was like, I'm going to do it. Clearly I'm not a first class person. And the guy next to me, like there's one little spot where you can like put your phone, you know, like in the middle of the 2 seats. I don't know. It's just like a spot for a phone. And I was like, who gets it? Like, I was like trying to be fun. And like, we have this flight together. We're going to be maybe having conversation. I don't know. BFF. You're my new best friend. Like, are we going to talk? You know? And he was like my age.
I can't believe you talked to me.
He was literally like, you can have it. And he was just like, so I was like, I'm not going to talk to this guy the rest of the flight. And if he wants to talk, I already broke the ice. We can talk. You know what I mean? But I think you have to read that in people.
So Andrea and I went on a flight and we ended up sitting in separate rows. And when we started, it was one of those where, do you want to switch? No, I'm not switching. And so the guy next to me shows up right before the plane leaves. And so there wasn't time to do that. Anyway, I broke the ice statement with what the guy was really, really interesting. And he just was so much, it was like Darren. I mean, he just was a fun, legitimately interesting guy. And I kept asking him questions. And so essentially the entire flight we talked.
Yeah.
And so we landed and my wife was behind the row behind us. And it was like a 2-hour flight, but he really was interesting. I mean, we land and she's like, what on earth did you just talk about with a stranger for 2 hours? And I'm like, oh my God, this guy, I knew his name, his family, like all of his stuff.
We're having Christmas dinner together.
He did, and like all of this cool stuff. And she's like, there's not one person on earth that I don't know that I can imagine spending 2 hours speaking to about.
Really?
But she doesn't like small talk. She wants like substance.
No, I mean, and that I do relate to that too. It's like I'm kind of extreme in the fact that I'm like, I either want it to be so blasé, like no substance whatsoever, or like let's talk about God. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to get in the nitty-gritty. But I can be very standoffish towards people if I'm not in the mood or if I feel like they are closed off. Yeah. However, here and there, you'll find somebody who seems closed off at first, like they're giving that language of like, don't fucking talk to me. And then you kind of like get in enough and then all of a sudden they're like the coolest. So it's hard to know.
It is.
Takes a lot of skill, but I love that Matt always says that there's everyone's interesting if you ask the right questions. And I think that's
exactly. That's where Andrea is amazing at asking the right questions. She can she impressed, and I feel like you are too, because I see you working over there. You come up with stuff, and I'm like, dang, I wish I thought of that.
Oh, really?
How'd she think of that? She doesn't even have wisdom teeth.
Right? Like what the hell? Where did she come up with that? Wisdom teeth. Oh my God.
What?
Right. You're right. I guess if I'm not interested in what you have to say, I'm not going to ask those questions. But if I'm genuinely interested, I really want to know. And so the questions just come very naturally at that point. The problem is I'm very self-centered. And I don't know if you guys get that on here.
So it's funny that I love that you just said that. Because I don't think there's many people that are, and I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just saying there's most people that.
I think you're self-centered.
I really am.
That are self-centered are not gonna acknowledge that they are.
Yeah,
So I'm
no,
proud of you. I'm proud of you for owning that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I know I am. I'm making stained glass and I'm literally making a self-portrait. Like I just
Oh,
feel like
fantastic.
I'm my muse. So why not?
That's
When you
awesome.
love yourself, it's good. Anyways, so
It is good.
okay, that was our tech question. Our first
That was
tech.
one tech question. That was
Should we
really
pass?
good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all passed. I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Score 100 apiece. No, there's no passing or failing here. But so, what was the most impactful innovation during your formative years?
Mm.
Oh,
And
hands
I
down.
know. Yeah. Go ahead. It's going to be the
Hands
same.
down.
Probably.
The cell phone.
Oh, really? That was during your informative years?
Well, during my for technology during informative.
Your
Formative years. Sorry, not
Did you guys
informative.
have car
Formative years.
phones? Did you do like the car phone thing? Were either of you that important? Where you had like,
No.
I can't
no,
talk right now, I'm
maybe.
going through a bridge or whatever.
No.
Oh, okay.
No car phone.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So what tech was what impact? Well, let's see. What was the most impactful tech innovation during your
What
formative
is a
years?
tech? Can you
Give
define
me
tech innovation? Because I don't.
So for me, I'm going to say
I'm
it
going
was
to
the
be within
personal
listening
computer.
distance.
Okay, he's got to get another drink.
Exactly.
So like the personal computer came out while I was young.
How young? What is young?
I saw my first computer when I was 15.
What kind of computer is this? Like it takes up a whole room kind of computer, or
When you were
I didn't
old,
see. I
Greg?
never saw one of those. I'm talking about like in school we had I don't know, some type of Apple something.
oh, really?
Yeah.
And
some
you were
type of
how
Apple.
old?
15 or so.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't. That doesn't.
I had never seen a computer before that.
When did they come out? Like 85? Like when?
Can I get
Yeah, 85. Yeah, 86.
Can I get an
Okay,
age?
so that makes.
Can I get an age range to identify which years?
Yeah,
we're
we need to
referring
know impact. Well, it's impactful, so you can choose whatever you
Yeah,
want.
choose whatever you want. But yeah. I mean, cell phone came out in 90. Cell phones came out before that. They came out in 88, 87, 88.
Right.
But real cell phones where everybody had one was about 96, 97.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I was probably 91, 2, 3, 4, probably in that 95, 96 when I got.
Yeah,
and
that's when
it was a game changer.
the tipping
To
point,
me,
yeah, for sure.
it was just because I look back at how what a typical work day looked like for me pre cell phone, even with my pager, and what it looks like.
And your answering machine and your.
Now, I mean, yeah, when you went home and actually hit the button to see if anyone loved you enough to call you and leave you a message.
I feel like that is like the
yeah.
equivalent of getting a letter in the mail, like a handwritten letter. Like I haven't gotten one of those since basic training, but it was so nice to get that. And an answering machine message for you. Like you get home and it's like got the blinking light and you're like, who could it be? And it's probably not somebody being like, hi, this is, some scammer, I guess is what I always get. So,
but so, yeah, I mean, during like my high school or middle school or high school, I can't think of a technology that really was a game changer. So, but other than, maybe the Buns of Steel video was a pretty big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Darren's dance groups. So for me, it was the Walkman. Okay, like the CD one that you could take everywhere, and it had the anti-skip technology. I'm gonna tell you, I probably listened to music 98% of the time growing up. Like I had always had my music on.
So
Always.
was your first Walkman, did it hold cassette tapes or was it an MP3 or
I did have a cassette tape one, but I wrote, so maybe I shouldn't tell that story. I wrote my dad when my dad was not around, like I didn't know him very well, but he would like come by every once in a while. And so I wrote my dad and I said, I want a Walkman really bad. Like it was maybe 30 something dollars. I was like, for my birthday, I'd love a Walkman. And he wrote me back. He's like, we can't always get what we want. So Too bad. But anyways, so I saved my money up and I was like, I'm going to get this freaking Walkman. I got a Walkman. The first CD I got was either Britney's. I had one on tape and one on CD. Anyways, it was like Britney Spears or something. Anyways, whatever. And from that point on, I listened to my CDs nonstop. And then I got a stereo for my room. And one time my stepdad got so mad at me that he came because I was playing my music so loud that he came into the room and you know when a CD plays, it gets warm, he crumpled it into a fucking ball. Like that's I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either.
And do you know how much money that I had to spend on those CDs? Like I did not have money. And they were like $15.99 or $16.99 every time you went. You'd have to go through and you'd have to pick which CD you're gonna get because there's so many options. Crumpled it into a little ball. That's sad, but it's
Yeah,
it's okay.
Traumatizing.
No, it's fine.
And unbelievable that you can do that.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Test it. Test my theory. It happens.
Yeah. I'll see if we have a CD player in the car still. I'll see if I can.
I don't even think I have a CD player. I don't know.
I do have a CD player in my car.
Yeah.
In your car? Okay. Mine doesn't.
The face of my radio kind of folds down, and you can put a CD in it.
Yeah.
So we had a Suburban and it had like the 5 or 6 disc rotating CD player.
Oh wow! Look at you guys.
No, we don't have it anymore. We sold it, and so now our cars don't have anything like that. So Apple CarPlay.
My first Walkman was the cassette player Walkman, and most of my friends we had the dual cassette player. The radio with 2 cassettes.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We would record a song. Like if we wanted a song,
one of those behind
me. Yeah, we waited for it to come on the radio, and then
is that an album? Is that a vinyl record player?
Yeah, there's a bunch of vinyls there. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
But I'm sure you did this, Greg. You wait for the song to come on the radio. You had you had record and pause. And as soon as you knew what that was the song you wanted to record, you hit the pause so it would start recording, and you just prayed that the DJ would shut up and not
because they never did. No, they would always end the song early, and they would be like, and that was blah blah blah, and you'd be like, oh shit, I did that. And I used to make mixtapes. I was big into music, but that was my time. Yeah.
See, you could be an X then. You were making mixtapes.
Yeah, I made some mixtapes, man. I handed out some mixtapes. I really
think the difference between and then once we learned how to burn CDs and do that, and then I got this. My parents got a computer where you could turn the disc over and make a picture on the top of the disc. Like you could like edit something. It took like 6 hours and like probably cost way more money. But so that was more in like high school or maybe like high school. But yeah, I did make some mixtapes, and I was a hopeless romantic, so I'd always go on there and like
me too. Hopeless romantic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was always giving away mixtape. I see your
I
see your look of contempt there, but it's true.
No, I don't.
I wasn't joking.
I believe you. I'm not.
I believe you, Mr. Barry Manilow.
So I'm reading this book. I'm reading this book called Cues.
Marvin Gaye. What?
I'm reading a book called Cues, and so
wait. Q like QUE. Wait, UE or okay.
CUES. Cues. Yeah.
Oh, cues. Like here's your cue.
Yeah.
I was thinking pool cue. Like you're gonna learn how to
learning how to read people's faces and body language. So
it's not working.
Okay. I
just started. So I've tested something on Mariana today. She got pissed off at me. So
it sounds interesting. I read one similar,
read it.
but I think it was just called body language.
You know, Greg, you got to be careful with stuff like that, like telling people that you read stuff like that, because there are people who like win at poker games because they read poker books and then they learn the cues they're supposed to give off, and then they use that to manipulate people. So now I'm going to read that book, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's true. And it does talk about
this mean.
It does talk about poker. Yeah. That means you're very closed off. You don't want to talk to people.
What about this one?
What about this?
I know what that means.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
That means we're going to the back room later, right?
For what?
It means I'm not happy with you. I think it means I'm not happy with you right now.
I thought it meant like we're going to get together.
Oh, no. For
Oh.
me,
It
that
could.
means
I
you're
think
never getting it ever again. Like that's the
Never
kind of
gonna
stuff
get it. Never gonna get
we
it.
played Risk the other
Never
night,
gonna
and
get it.
I was
Yeah,
halfway through
the
the
other
game.
wait a second.
One of
The
my
other night,
children, the other
you
night,
played Risk in a night? What
yeah.
version are you playing? How are you playing
Risk?
Risk in a night?
Well,
It
my
takes
kids
forever.
get stupid. They get very vindictive. So like if you beat them
Yeah.
at something, they're like, "I'm coming after you," even though it's like 4 people. And you're like, "Okay." Anyways, but so we played Risk, and me and my husband didn't talk for like an hour after that because I was so mad at him. Like I take it very seriously. So
Ah.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
so,
I got over it, but took a
yeah,
minute.
that's good. That's good.
Okay,
So
what was the next question?
the
What's
next
the
question,
next?
Answer my
Next.
we have
I'm
one
done
more
with
question.
that.
Mhm.
We have one more question, and then we have
Right.
a game.
Mhm.
So the next question is, how do you think today's tech is influencing younger generations? And we've heard a lot about this on TikTok
Mhm.
and news shows
I got
and
it.
Instagram, but yeah.
It's a sham.